All right, so just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what happened today. I mean, really, mostly you had an inside day on the markets, and so you're not really going to have a lot of movement or money making opportunities as much as you would have on an outside day. But with it being an inside day, still, I mean, none of this was really easy to play anything off of. Right here, you get a little dip, and you can just follow the momentum indicator, but even that wasn't too obvious. On the way down, like over here, that area, that becomes a little bit more obvious, and that could be scalped to probably about like right there. That's where I would have gotten out just from looking at the momentum stopping. And then you have this little run up right here. You can kind of see that on the MACD. You can see those blue bars increasing, or you can see them stop decreasing, I guess. And then you can watch the momentum, and you have, looking at the stochastics, you can tell that they are down near the bottom, so it'd probably be in your better interest to at least consider calls. Then it goes up here and hits that level that it had hit from earlier, and so you know that that's something you'd want to be paying attention to. That's about where it leveled off from earlier. You can see it bouncing off of there and leveling around right there. I mean, you kind of have this slow sell off happen right here. I don't even know if I would play that, maybe, but there would have been a lot of uncertainty with it being that slow. You had a little bit of an upward thing right here, but again, I don't know if I would have played that. You can tell the band's getting so small that you're probably not going to make a lot of money on that. But then with the sell off, so let me erase this line so you can see it. But just on this first green candle, it goes up there, it barely gets above where that line was from earlier. All these indicators, the top two, or well, so this one you can tell it's getting a little bit, and you can tell it's outside the band, so that means you want to look for it to go back inside them, and it's above like the 80 mark. So to me, I would be looking at, or at least considering, like puts there. Then you can see the blue bar stops increasing on this second thing. And after this candle right here, you can definitely see that the red line starts pointing down. You have this start pointing down as it goes below it. And really, just the momentum indicator, you had to tell you from all the way back here, the momentum was dying. So you should have already been looking. And so, not going to say you could have caught everything on that move, because that would have been rather difficult to catch all of it live. But you should have had the indicators to tell you to enter that puts right there, and then you could just move with this on the way down. And kind of some other easy stuff would have been like BABA near the open. BABA, you can see down here, broke out just below the Bollinger Bands, and then all three of these indicators start pointing up, and pretty obvious they start pointing up. And then up here, once it got above the bands, is when you have to exit that second, but you would have wanted to have your hand on the button looking to sell. And so then this goes up for one more bar according to like the MACD, but it looks like it's going back within the band. So to me, I probably would have got out like right around that area. Definitely want to call the top exactly, but I probably would have gotten out like right around this area. And then you can see that all these indicators do well. The MACD doesn't really point either direction. And then with the stochastics and the momentum, I mean, the momentum is probably the easiest, but I would say extremely important indicator. Definitely, obviously, stops pointing up, and it does start pointing down. And so you could have played puts on this, not as obvious on the puts, but the calls are pretty easy. And then just once you get down here, excuse me, not going to answer that. Once you get down here, you can see the momentum. You get that nice little V down there, so probably a good place to exit the position. But really, BABA and those things in the QQQ would have been the SPY would have been the easiest play. SPY and QQQ, they both played the same. And so not a ton of money to be made with this like inside day and stuff that I saw. And then over here, just wanted to point this out with this company. It's not funny for the bulls, but it's interesting just to watch that this company like basically died after earnings. It looks like I think they had bad guidance, and so just for instance, so I see no way you could have predicted this, but if someone did have puts, I mean, they're probably going to be up thousands of percents tomorrow. So if you're lucky enough to have those, probably made a ton of money. But anyway, that's just kind of some of the stuff that I played. Like I said, didn't really play a ton today, especially because the volume really died off during the middle of the day. But and I do have some longer term calls just because I'm wondering what's going to go on with the trade deal stuff. But personally, for me, that's just like an extremely small position, like 20 or 30 bucks. So, if it works out, we'll get a huge move up. And if it doesn't, if everything keeps going as it's going, then it's just 20 or 30 bucks. Doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like, I guess, like a lottery play for me. It's not something I really care about too much, but if it works out, great. Mostly I like to play the intraday stuff right now. All right. But anyway, hopefully that helps some of y'all.